Пусть бегут неуклюже пешеходы по лужам, а вода по асфальту рекой. И неясно прохожим в этот день непогожий, почему я веселый такой.
Can you see yourself?
Yeah, I can. I look a lot better than I feel.
Valerie Dekovitskaya.
So close. So close.
Should I try again?
Do you want me to correct you and then you can try again? I was going to start with my first name.
Okay, Valerie.
Valeria.
Oh, Valeria?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you go ahead and say it.
Valeria Dekovitskaya.
Is that Russian?
Yeah.
How's it feel to be Russian in America today?
I'll tell you a couple things about myself before we get this started. I'm Russian. I'm a dual Russian-American citizen. And recently I had to go to New York to renew my Russian passport. People are like, why do you have to go to New York for that? Is there not a consulate in every state? And that would make sense, but it's more efficient for me to go directly to Trump Tower. Somehow, I don't know. What y'all may not realize is soon we'll all be dual Russian-American citizens. And there are some perks to that. It's not all bad. You can enter Russia without a visa. You don't have to pay for a visa if you're a Russian citizen. You can get offended at any Hollywood action movie ever. And this one's quirky. You get access to the Democratic National Committee's email server. I don't know what y'all are going to do with those emails. I would like to use them to as like reading material to teach Betsy DeVos to read. Y'all with me on that? Cool.
I grew up in Boulder, Colorado.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's really beautiful there and people are super nice. My family went there.
From Russia?
Yeah, we moved there when I was a baby from Russia because there was a Jewish organization that had an open spot to sponsor a family. We didn't leave Russia because we had to, but there was some pretty intense anti-Semitism throughout the Soviet Union, like throughout the Soviet era, and my grandmother and my father really wanted to live in America. They thought that we'd have a better life, and in the 90s in Russia, right after the Soviet Union fell apart, it was just this period of lawlessness. People would shoot each other over pretty minor financial debts, but everyone was poor. Nobody really knew how to function because all of a sudden it was a free economy and a salary wasn't guaranteed and prices were rising. Yeah, and it just became pretty dangerous because the immigration window for Jewish refugees from former Soviet countries opened in America. My grandmother kind of really spearheaded us moving.
But your nickname, for people like me, is Vally D.
Yeah.
And that's also your performance name. And so, a Google search, IMDb page, a SoundCloud page, a Goodreads page, a profile on AngelList, and a LinkedIn page. So, Vally, I thought you were a comedian. Who is Vally D?
Ooh, what a big question. Probably anyone. Probably most people my age have a lot of accounts on a lot of different profiles, like a lot of different websites, because if you're growing up in this period of time where, like when you're growing up, there's never a feeling of constancy, like everything is temporary. So I have edited a couple of books, and then I wrote a children's book that I didn't publish. So I don't know what.
Well, I'll tell you what's on Goodreads.
Yeah.
How to 3D print money.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that would be a very big book in America, but no?
Yeah.
The reason I know you is I saw you doing stand-up. So somewhere on the internet, there must be something about you being a comedian. I didn't stumble across it. So what is this, Vally?
Maybe this is my chance to promote my website. I have a website, but maybe
What's it called?
the website is called VallyD.com.
All right. Who was the first person who told you you were funny?
I think when I was in middle school, I would kind of horse around, joke around, and my friends in middle school voted me funniest in 8th grade. So I won funniest in 8th grade, and that was probably the first time that I felt like external validation for that. And I was in the talent show, and I did like a little stand-up set.
The other day, I was walking in Boston, and in graffiti on the ground in front of me, it said, "Fuck Trump," which was fine. And then I kept walking, and then a little bit later, it said, "Stop Trump." And I was like, oh, I get it. This is like subliminal messaging. This is like propaganda. They're trying to get me to fuck Trump. And that's how I'm gonna stop Trump. Like, I'm gonna distract him from his day job with my body. Keep him in my Oval Office.
What is it like to be a feminist in 2017?
As a young woman.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a great book by Roxane Gay called Bad Feminist, and I think she very well kind of describes what it's like to be a feminist and all the struggles and how you, no matter what, you're doing something wrong. For me, what it means to be a bad feminist is to try to be a feminist at all, because no matter what fight you're fighting, so to speak, like someone thinks you're doing it wrong, someone thinks you are wrong. Lately, I've been changing the way I think about feminism because it's too tiring to be fighting all the time. You can't get anywhere if you're always fighting people. So I think for me, it's more like just trying to do the things that I like to do, and maybe I'm setting an example for women who don't realize that they can be doing certain things, and maybe I'm setting an example for men who don't think women are interested or are good at doing certain things. Well, at first, I was just trying to learn to write a joke. When I was first...
I hope that wasn't a mosquito. That might have like triple E or Zika or something.
I hope it doesn't have Zika. But I have an IUD, so. I think when I write jokes about feminism, I try to almost play it off like I'm laughing at feminists also, and I'm laughing at myself. So that way, like, my hope is that the way it lands is that people who believe in what I'm saying will agree with me, and then people who don't can at least laugh at me and be like, that girl's dumb. Maybe they can laugh at how dumb it sounds, but at least now they've been exposed to an idea that they maybe wouldn't look for themselves.
Yeah. Does your comedy, it's millennial comedy, so are they okay with you because you're one of them, or no? Good. Okay.
I don't think that being one of the mold makes me palatable to the mold. I think the mindset of being like a PC police officer is that you're going to find the problematic part of no matter what you're listening to. And I think the problem that many people face when they perform to college students is that those students are just learning the skills of like critical thinking and unpacking things, and they're not going to be an audience that is easy for anyone unless they're like a hack comedian who's making, not that fart jokes are all hack, but jokes that are like easy to digest and don't offend anybody no matter what. But if it's like takes a little bit of like patience to like, hey, hear me out. At the end of this joke, I'll reveal that we maybe have the same politics. But in the meantime, you have to just sit back and accept what I'm saying. And I think that moment is really tricky. I think it's much more normalized to talk about depression now. So a lot of comedians mention depression, mention anxiety, mention mental illness because the stigma hasn't gone away, but it's changed. Like now it's okay to talk about it. It's just not okay to talk about it and be a burden.
Is anyone allowed to have an edge anymore with the millennials?
I think there's a lot. We talk about safe spaces a lot, and I think, I don't know, sometimes there's controversy around this person spews like hate speech, says words that are really offensive, like, I don't know, racial slurs, other kinds of slurs, and those slurs and explicit threats of violence, those people are usually barred from open mics and shows and stuff, and they're uninvited to appear at certain events. But I think edginess is still cool.
Do you have any jokes for the road?
This is pretty dark, since you've been asking me about dark stuff. This is an older joke. I wrote this in like September.
Okay.
A friend told me recently that Jews never die in horror movies. I was like, oh, have you seen Schindler's List?
Прилетит вдруг волшебник в голубом вертолете и бесплатно покажет кино. С днем рождения поздравит и, наверное, оставит мне в подарок 500 эскимо. А я играю на гармошке у прохожих на виду. К сожалению, день рождения только раз в году. К сожалению, день рождения